I love speeches. I really do. Really good ones. I can't stand bad ones. But I really love those historical speeches that when you know the context and when you know the story behind them, they'll just bring you to tears almost, or laughter, or both, ideally. So it seems like every year I kind of review something about speeches. Last year it was Say It Like Obama. This year my speech reading and listening was Great Speeches for Better Speaking. And it's written by a guy who, I didn't know his name, Michael E. Eidenmuller, but I did know his website, AmericanRhetoric.com. And I mean, even though the book is what you pay for and you get a CD as well, but the website is like the upsell, even though it's free. What the website is, AmericanRhetoric.com, is an archive of speeches, not only the recording, sometimes the video from history, but also from movies. So you've got Braveheart, where William Wallace is on horseback, rallying the troops, turning them around from running away to actually, let's go and kick some English. So it's a really amazing resource. And not only that, it actually gives you the parts, the rhetorical devices that you talk about, that you hear sometimes, like rhetorical questions, like onomatopoeia or anaphora. Do you know what anaphora is? I do, but I've completely forgotten. What this book does is it takes historical speeches and it looks at different aspects. And it's almost like the tip of the iceberg, because what comes through really strongly is that there's more that you can explore. And the author, Michael Eidenmuller's love of rhetoric and of speaking comes through, not only just as an art in and of itself, but as something that's important for democracy. And he also addresses, he takes head on the argument of, is it also something that can be dangerous? And surely it can. We've seen people like Hitler in the past have roused crowds to very wrong things through public speaking and oratory and PR. But what he argues, and this is an interesting thing for social media as well, is that an informed populace can responsibly use and respond to rhetoric. And so how does that translate to social media? Well, it used to be that there were the producers of content, the creators of content, and the consumers. Now everyone can be a creator of content. And so the danger there, perhaps some people think, is that somebody can have a wrong view, or a view that it sounds like it makes sense, but it's actually really wrong, and they can put it out there. And who's to challenge them? Well, the answer is everyone. This book about speeches, which is hardly a new thing, brings up the same point. If we were all educated about this, then it will be a better world, because in a way the cat's out of the bag. It's like what we covered in Clay Shirky's Here Comes Everybody. Whether or not we think that the fact that anyone can publish, anyone can put out some information, anyone can persuade now, the fact that these changes, they've happened, and we've got to actually decide, what can we do that's good or bad? What can we do to change it to be good if it's bad? And what can we do to embrace the good if it is good? So some interesting thoughts beyond just how to construct a really good public speech. I really heartily recommend Great Speeches for Better Speaking if you do any kind of presentation, or even if you write. Part of what we do at Sci Social Media Consultancy is we create content, because it's coming from my background as a copywriter. So some of the structural things and the stylistic things, especially from JFK's inaugural speech, ask not what you can do for your country. Hang on, other way around. Some of those stylistic things come in really useful when you're creating content for whatever it is, because it's about words that lodge in your heart and in your mind and in your memory. So, yeah, I can't really recommend this enough. It's a really good book. iJumpTV is brought to you by Sci Social Media Consultancy. See what we do at sciengage.com, and if you want to find out what's happening in social media, particularly in New Zealand, just go to iJump.co.nz. This is Simon saying thanks for watching and see you later.
Ask not what your country can do for you. What your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Ask not what America will do for you.
And so like onomatopoeia.